Hello and welcome to Follow the Compass North. Today we're going to be talking about picking up chicks. It's chick season, and this is when most of us are going to get our new or replacement chicks. Today we're going to be talking about purposes of different chicken breeds, the types of chickens that we're going to be looking for, what age to get them at, and a few other incidental things. So the first thing we're going to have to ask ourselves is, what do we want our chickens for? We might want them for meat, we might want them for eggs for the table, we might want them for both, or we might just want companionship, ornamentals just to look at. They're all equally valid reasons to have chickens, and we have breeds for each of them. For your meat birds, you're going to have breeds like the Freedom Rangers or the Cornish Crosses. Cornish Crosses are really well known for being able to reach market weight in just 6 weeks. For your egg layers, you're going to want to lean more towards the commercial egg-laying breeds for maximum egg-laying production. Those are going to be breeds like the Rhode Island Reds, your Leghorns, or your sexlings like your Ida Browns, your Golden Comets, or like this girl is a Boven Brown. Your dual-purpose breeds are going to usually be relatively good at egg laying, but built along the lines of a heavier breed, so you get more meat than a commercial egg-laying breed. They're going to be your breeds like the Orpingtons, the Plymouth Rocks, Australorps, which are the Australian version of the Orpington, and they're very well known for being exceptional layers by themselves as well. For your ornamentals, you're going to have chickens like the Sultans, Polish. Phoenix are very well known for being a very gorgeous breed of bird. You're also going to have your Bantams, which are your miniature chickens, and they come in many shapes and sizes as well. You're going to want to look at different types of chickens. You might want just females, or you might also want to have a male. You're going to have your pullets, which are young females, who grow up into hens, who are the older females after they begin laying. Your cockerels are young males before breeding age, who grow up into roosters. When you go to buy chicks, you can get them as pullets, or you can get straight run. Straight run are going to be a randomly selected mix of male and female. What you want to end up with is a ratio of approximately 1 rooster to 10 hens. You don't want more roosters than that, or fewer hens if you have a rooster, because they could damage the hens, or if you have more than 1 rooster, they could be in a fight and damage each other, which no one wants. You have several options as far as what age you can get them at. You can get them as day olds, which means that as soon as they hatch, they're being shipped out via the post office to either you or to a feed store. Chicks don't need feed for the first couple days of their lives. They continue to digest the egg yolk until that point, so they don't need feeding or usually watering up until that point. Adolescent chicks are older chicks that have fully feathered, so you don't need a heat lamp to keep them. This can be more convenient for people who don't want to deal with having a brooder. You just put them directly into the coop, and they do fine on their own. The most convenient age, but also the most expensive, is to buy a pullet at the point of lay. This is a pullet who's either just about to or has just started to lay. You can also buy an older hen that's already laying, but I don't generally suggest this because as a hen ages, their egg productivity goes down, If they've already been laying for a while, you won't get very many eggs from them. The various ways that you can get chicks will greatly depend on what age you want them. If you get them on an online ordering site or from a feed store, they're going to be day-old chicks. You can get adolescents or point-of-lay chicks online, but it's a lot harder to do that. It's a lot more expensive to ship them. If you want to get adolescents or point-of-lay pullets, you're going to be looking more for private sales. There's many different ways that you can find those that I'm not really going to go into right now. When you do get your chicks, you're going to want to set them up with a feeder and a waterer specifically made for chicks, for their own safety and to keep them from fouling their water and feed. You're also going to want non-slip bedding. Something like wood chips is a good one. That keeps them from sliding all the time, because sliding constantly can damage their legs in a few different ways. You are going to also want a heat lamp. Now, the temperature of the heat lamp, you can usually tell if it's too hot or too cold, depending on the behavior of the chicks. If it's too low, which would give a higher temperature and make it too hot for them, they're going to be very spread out, as far from the heat lamp as they can possibly get. And they'll probably be a little lethargic because they're overheated. And you're going to want to raise that heat lamp, and that lowers the temperature. If it's too high, they'll be too cold. They'll be trying to get as much heat as possible. They'll be piling up together as close to the heat lamp as they can possibly get. That's really bad for them. It can cause the chicks on the bottom of the chick pile to get smothered, and no one wants that. We'll be getting more into different topics about chickens as our chicks get a little older. If you liked our content, feel free to like, subscribe, or leave a comment below. Anything you do to help the channel is greatly appreciated. Thank you, and have a great day.